Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's Steven Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be taken short.
Get ready. At their own 27-yard line.
Ready? 5-4. Mike 5-4. Ricky.
Now the young man was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. It's Philip Lindsay. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Now this matchup, an important one for Week 1, an NFC East bout right off the bat. These two teams have met twice a year since 1936. 168 meetings overall, and the Redskins lead the series, but the Eagles, they have won 4 straight against these Washington Redskins. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go.
Throwing, Mayfield. And some room to work. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Mayfield now. Forced out to his left. slide down to avoid the tackle. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Topper! Hey, alert, 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 alert! Hurry, hurry! Shot!
3rd and long for Mayfield. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll run with a 3rd-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A 5-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
Do you almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Check. Watch 54. I'm coming after you.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Alert!
They go back to the ground now with Smith, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. First down, a run with Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. Into the Redskins have it, they do.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Redskin first down.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Let's go.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Philip Lindsay, the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Eagles' 28-yard line.
Ready? Keep right. Mike 54. Pick it up,
On second down, a run with Lindsay. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Corey Littleton, Pro Bowler for the first time a season ago, in to make the tackle. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Ready. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch the run.
On third down, here's Lindsay. And he had to get this down to the 15. He won't make it. He's a yard or two short. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down.
Check 15.
They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Jordan Howard unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
180. Mike 5-4. Let him know.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's Jamie Gillendow. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. That's taken inside his own 40. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
To get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 3 on what should be the final play of the first half. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Matt Judon there to bring him down.
Real. Here we go. Smooth. Hurry.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's got his target. That's Moore. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Run. Hey, Foxtrot. Hurry.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Letting one go deep for the ends. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. John Ross, 27 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Gostkowski with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Redskins nothing. Steven Gostkowski set to kick off.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go. Out. That's it. Right there. 54, right there.
From the gun, Bridgewater escaping. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You talk about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
At their own 33-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Not today, you run. Not today. Check. Run. Check. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
They try again with Cohen. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
54 Mike. He's counting you.
Up, Delta. Hey, Delta. Hurry. I got you.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 24 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Watch safety creeping.
Real.
Safety's creeping. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
On 1st down, Cohen. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Point it right.
Again, it's Cohen, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Hey,
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Hey, check.
On third down, a run with Cohen. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
On the set. Mike, 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch. Hatchet.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. On third down, Lindsey. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
4th down, they're going. Bridgewater. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Jay Gruden's guys unable to convert on 4th down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run. This is Cohen. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time. And that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cohen, and he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Tariq Cohen already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Eagles 24, Redskins nothing.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Bridgewater. He's got his man Sharp complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
As this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. And he completes it to Cohen. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Check. Watch 54.
Hurry. Watch out.
To throw, Mayfield. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And, well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Philadelphia, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.